So we're going to spin the wheel, and these are sports Judases.
Top 10. We're going to rank them, yeah.
Yeah,
Or
top
you're
10.
going to rank them. Top 10 sports Judases, Judasai. I don't know.
Yeah.
The grammar's kind of shaky, but you guys get it.
Yeah.
Top 10 sports betrayals.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Spin that wheel, Paul.
We're starting with Schloss.
Jim Schlossnagle. I'm going to put him, not knowing the rest of the list.
Or wait, did that land on orange? Shoot, I might be wrong here.
We've already said it. We'll just go with Slosh.
Yeah, we'll go with Schloss. I'm going to put him at 3.
3.
I'm going to put him at 3 because there's got to be
Get
some
my
that are
notes
above
out,
him. But yeah, Schloss is at 3.
I like that. Don't be a prisoner of the moment here.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment, but this is a pretty big deal to to go to this is a rivalry unlike any other in sports in that they both sing each other about each other in their fight songs, and they didn't play each other for a decade, but still didn't change the fight song.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the college football equivalent because, it didn't really happen, but Kalen DeBoer went from Washington to Alabama right after the national title game. But, we all understand the movement there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It'd almost be like somebody going from LSU to Alabama right after losing the
Nick
national
Saban
title
had
game.
like a buffer zone between LSU and Alabama, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spin that wheel, Paul.
This one actually is on Schloss, so we're going to go up to Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
And I'm asking specifically about Tennessee to USC. Yeah.
I'll put that at 9.
Okay.
Like it was shady and slimy, but that's kind of how things it's not that now that other things have happened, it's not the worst.
Well, speaking of, talking about a person who just embraced what people said he was. He's like, you know what? Yes, I am your kind of weird, creepy uncle who is probably going to hit on your friend's mom at the family gathering and has a good sense of humor. And, I'm doing weird stuff in the stock market, but I'm likable. So whatever.
Yeah. When Lane Kiffin comes to you, it's like, hey, Bitcoin.
Yes. He's got some weird investment.
You're going to be like, you know what? No, Lane.
No thanks.
But love you anyway, buddy.
Yeah. But could you please come to my birthday party? Because you always make things more fun.
Yeah. Please make sure you show up. I'm not buying any Bitcoin with you. I'm not doing that. But, okay.
All right. Here we go. Spin the wheel.
Okay. We've got Robert Irsay.
Ooh,
moving the Colts.
This might be number 1. This was packing up the buses and the vans in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
When I was at the Super Bowl in Indianapolis, a guy who was on Baltimore radio for a very long time, Nasty Nestor.
What a great name.
Oh, a great guy, too. Great guy. And he was, if you've ever been to Baltimore and listened to him, or from Baltimore and you listen to him, he was the Baltimore equivalent of Mike and the Mad Dog or Howard Eskin, although he's nicer than both of those guys.
Gotcha.
All those guys. He's a very nice guy. But, as far as we've had Softy on our show a bunch, Softy Mahler, who's an unbelievable, wonderful guy. But he's that guy. He's the local sports. And he's not with the station he was with anymore. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing, but great guy. But we're on our way to the media party in Indianapolis, and he had a Bob Irsay doll hung in effigy that he was carrying around. And the lady who was the volunteer on the bus, and the people in Indianapolis are, as a host city for anything, are the nicest people in the world. They had it set up to where people were standing outside and be like, oh, St. Elmo Steakhouse, it's right over here 2 blocks up. You know what? I'll walk you there with you. Phil, you come and stand here in my spot while I walk these nice guys to St. Elmo's. I don't want them to get lost in our fair city. And then they're like, in 1871, this was
just Leslie Note Midwest people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all over.
That's what they were. So they were very nice. And so this very sweet Midwestern, Indianapolis lady is like, oh, what's your thing there? And he's like, this is Bob. And she's like, well, who's Bob? And he's like, Bob's the reason that this thing is even here.
See, that's the crazy thing is I was reading about this and I was like, okay, yes, that makes a ton of sense. But I just really don't have much reference for it because obviously the Baltimore Colts were a huge deal, but now they have the Ravens. That's my, Jack, would you have thought of this just on your own if thinking about this list?
No, I would not have thought of this.
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's where, look, Art Modell did the same thing.
Right.
And, like
He just
the
whatever.
people in Baltimore were like, well, yes, this is how it works. Sorry about your luck, Cleveland. And please don't come here and we know his grave smells like pee all the time. Please stop. You have your team back. You can
Just watch Drew Carey show reruns and mind your business.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. Spin the wheel.
All right, so I've got 1, 3, and 9.
Yes,
right?
1, 3, and 9.
Okay, this one is Bobby Petrino. Take your pick.
I'm going to put him number 2 because he said it so many times. Bobby Petrino, take your pick. That's a good one.
What was your favorite Bobby Petrino betrayal?
Yeah. The Falcons are leaving the Falcons, trying to go to Auburn and then not getting that job. Yeah. No, this is Bobby Petrino's deal. You know what? And I'm going to knock A&M here for a second. This is how messed up it seemed. They made Bobby Petrino into a sympathetic figure last year.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to bring him in. He's going to run the offense. And it's like, all right, Bobby, what kind of plays do you have? They're Jimbo's plays. I'm just the one who's going to relay them in. He's not going to call them anymore, but I can only call his plays. Oh, do you have plays? Tons of them. Are they going to be in there? He's like, I don't think so. But everything's great here. We have a great relationship. Love Jimbo. He loves me. Oh man, we lady and tramped to spaghetti meatballs yesterday. It was so great. Yeah, no, I'm gonna put him at 2. Put him at 2.
It is crazy
because he's such a repeat offender.
Yes.
It makes you wonder why would you hire him?
I know, but he's back at Arkansas. And they're largely just like, you wrecked a motorcycle, had a thing with a staffer.
Yeah.
And it is kind of cool that they've embraced him. But if I'm Sam Pittman, I'm not walking in front of that man. I will walk behind that man the entire time he is in the building with me because I know what's going to happen. My favorite Bobby Petrino moment, and he was just bad at Louisville and they fired him, but they would replay his.
But he also tried to leave Louisville and go to Auburn.
He tried to go to Auburn, yes. And they would replay his weekly coaches film show on the local Bally Sports. And they were rerunning it when the news came down that he got fired. So it's like a rerun of the Bobby Petrino coaches show. And on the ticker on the bottom, it says Bobby Petrino has been fired by Louisville.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Bobby Petrino, number 2.
We've got our top 3.
Paul's spinning so violently. And this time it's A-Rod, Seattle to Texas.
I'll put that one at 10. A-Rod's done a lot of other way worse stuff than that. Now, he fleeced the Rangers.
Yeah, he ended up fleecing the Rangers.
So much to a point where Tom Hanks had to sell the team, and he was trying to raise parking rates, and he had to get loans from the rest of Major League Baseball. But I don't blame him and Scott Boras for that. If every other team is offering you, $180 million, and the Rangers are $250, you're get your boots. Yeah,
that's the thing. The A-Rod deal, as you said, there's a lot of stuff that's gone on in his life that is questionable. But leaving Seattle, that was just it was bad timing for him because he was one of the first to really do that publicly, to be like, oh yeah, this team that brought me up and took a chance on me and I've thrived with, well, now I'm getting more money to go somewhere else. And now that's so commonplace. And fans have gotten used to, okay, yeah, that's kind of the deal.
Yeah.
But back then, I just remember all the Seattle fans had the Payrod signs and they were heartbroken. And I could have also said, like you said, he fleeced Texas. He forced his way out and got that trade to New York.
He won the MVP there.
Yeah, he played well. He was good.
The worst deals were Ken Caminiti and Andres Galarraga over the hill, right?
Yeah.
And that was the worst deals in that.
And never signing a pitcher for 6 years while he was there.
Being the place where pitcher Randy Johnson would go there and they'd be like, oh, he's definitely going to Texas. And then no, he's going to sign with Arizona because it's just as hot, but they have a roof.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Now, And the thing is that they could never prove they could win a World Series until they got a roof. So, like, even though I thought that was kind of a myth because Atlanta never had one, it's miserable there during the summer.
That's true.
And they were there all the time. So,
Kind of proved itself, though.
yeah, and then it wound up proving itself. All right, let's go. Let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There are some good ones still on the board. So, okay, what's next to Bobby Petrino? Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
I think that's another take your pick.
It's another take your pick.
Let's take your pick.
I'm gonna leave my mic potted up for this one.
Yeah. Okay. Jack, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let you rank this one.
No.
You see me number 1?
Well, one, these are your rankings.
Yeah.
2, that one did hurt me a good bit.
Yeah. I'll put him at number 7. I like that one was, him getting, nervous about Aaron Rodgers, and he clearly should have been. I mean,
Because Rodgers is a
he was
better
right.
quarterback.
yeah, I mean, he's right. Like, it wasn't like he was like, you're only paranoid if you're wrong. Like that, that's when you're paranoid. Like, he was right to, be looking over his shoulder. But the Packers were also right to be like, well, Brett, like, you know how you play, right? Like, I know that you're a tough guy and you're like, you'll pop a shoulder or finger or an ankle back in and go out there and tough it out. But like, one of these days, your body's going to go, no. And so that's why we're doing this. So yeah, I'll put him down there at 7. I put him at 7, right? At 7.
Yeah, you put him 7.
Put him at 7. Yeah, because he wanted to go to the Vikings because he wanted to stick it to the Packers. And the Packers were like, no.
Right.
So then he went to the Jets, showed his dong to Jen Sturger, and then managed to be like, well, you know what? I won't do that in Minnesota because it's too cold to take it out.
Yeah.
So,
Dear Lord.
I didn't do it in Green Bay, right?
Honestly, I think
New York is just a nice enough climate where I could do that. No, don't make me do it again. So send me to Minnesota. And they're like, okay, no one wants to see that in your Crocs, so we'll go.
two things really make the
ahead.
difference for me here. The year between in New York and the Saints beating the Vikings in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Without those things, especially the way that championship game ended with Favre throwing an interception, throwing back across his field, across his body, all of that was just like, okay, I can live with this.
Yeah.
I think we also could have broken down Brett Favre versus the people of Mississippi and their public assistance.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Yeah. We're still that's still being litigated out.
Officially,
stick to
this was
sports.
Brett Favre, take your pick. We're right in the middle of 2 big NBA names, so we're going to go the one that's closer with Kevin Durant, OKC to Golden State.
Okay, I'll put this one at 6.
okay.
And it's because it's not so weird. It's just that they just went to it's kind of like Schloss and A&M. Like, you were an excellent Game 7. I mean, that Game 7 against Golden State was amazing that they played from going away, and then you decided I can't win here. So you just went and joined a place that didn't need you and then pretended how could you do this? And then KD came back and he got mad because they didn't honor him. And it's like, okay, you didn't go to the Bulls.
Yeah.
You went to the team that just beat us and knocked us out of our best chance ever to go to the finals. Yeah, we're mad. Emery probably has some feelings
I know,
about this
I was thinking what Emery thought about this.
No, we're not going to give you a video tribute and say thank you and walk down memory lane with you because now we're nowhere near this because you left. So we were right there and then you went and joined a team that didn't need you to get there in the first place and is now just, an embarrassment of riches. So no, we don't like you anymore in Oklahoma City, Kevin. We would like to pretend like you were never here, so let's just not bring up that pain.
Yeah, both NBA guys on this list, one of them figured it out. Kevin still hasn't.
Okay,
But
who's the other one?
the other one is LeBron.
Okay.
LeBron from Cleveland to Miami.
Yeah, okay, so we'll do that one next.
Okay. But yeah, Kevin has just never figured out people are not going to like you. They have their reasons for it. It's okay, buddy. Just be okay with it. Stop trying to make everybody understand your thought process.
Yeah.
They're just upset because you left.
Yeah. Okay. So LeBron is next. I've got to put LeBron at 5.
Okay.
because that's okay. We have 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yes, we have 1, 2, 3,
We had
5.
Favre at 7, someone
Favre
at
at
6.
7, KD at 6. We've got 9 and 10. So we're just missing
4.
4, 9, and 10.
Yeah. We're
Okay.
just missing number 4.
Okay. Okay. So we're just missing a number. We're almost done.
Yeah,
right?
we're pretty much done here.
Okay. So LeBron
LeBron at 5.
Wait,
4.
we've got 2 still on the board.
Okay.
I'll run you guys through them at the end, and we
Okay.
can.
Okay. Yeah.
We're missing 4 for sure.
Okay. So LeBron, the aforementioned
4 and 8, I think.
4 and 8. Yeah,
yeah.
we're missing 4 and 8.
the aforementioned television show really,
Rubbed it in.
yeah, it's not great. Like LeBron going back to Cleveland, totally get it. Like, guilty. And I thought it was funny that when LeBron left Cleveland and went to Miami, everybody felt so betrayed. Yet, like, their grandmothers have done that for years. Like, you would be like, like LeBron left to like burn in his jerseys and all these different things. And like, okay, well, I mean, I grew up down in South Florida. Believe me, I know lots of people from Ohio moved down here. It would be like, screw you, Grandma. No, I'm not coming to Thanksgiving. I hope you do break your other hip.
I don't want to hang out at a bungalow with your new husband, Dave.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Like, go on. I mean, it didn't want you here anyway. No, but yeah, that one was pretty. It was pretty big because of the way he went about it. Like he just been like, look, I'm gonna have it like sign with Miami, have a press conference, and do that. But to have this like moment where it's like he was gonna announce the new pope. That to me was beyond the pale.
All right, we got 4 and 8 left on the board, Paul.
Yeah.
Do we want to spin the wheel or do we just?
Nah, I'll give you both of them. That way you have the
Okay,
full
that way I can-
context
okay.
to put
Go
them in.
for it.
So we have Chris Beard, Texas Tech to Texas.
Okay.
And Jimbo Fisher, Florida State to A&M.
I'm gonna put Beard at 8
Okay.
and Jimbo
At 4.
at 4.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna flip these. I'm gonna flip them. I'm
Okay.
gonna put Jimbo at 8. I know as much about the Jimbo situation as I possibly could, and I'll tell you this: Florida State messed up. Like they had a bad athletic director. They had a president. They did not embrace the fact that like, hey, you just won the national championship. You're just in the playoff. Like the football coach is telling you that like Alabama and Clemson are like doing all these things. You need to spend this money. But the Booster Club was really the biggest problem in that they were like, well, Bobby used to just like, go down and be like, hey, buddy, you want to hear a story about the punt Rooski? Dadgum. And then it's like, all right, thanks for the $1,000. Like, no. We've got to start like thinking bigger. Mm-hmm. They're finally doing that. And so Jimbo, I'm going to put it at 8. Like, I get him leaving. Like, Florida State was legitimately like dragging their feet on some things. Now, he got kind of a little too impatient. His wife was banging everybody in town that she could. Like, like it wasn't just like a one-off thing. Like, it was a trainer and a tennis instructor and I'm sure just a guy that she met at the Publix. I don't know. So it's just like, it wasn't a good, like his family's falling apart. Like it's all these things. Like I get like, you need to change the scenery. His son has Fanconi anemia. Like being able to take him to Andy Anderson was a way better thing. All those things are like, I get it.
Yeah.
Pretending like you're going to a place that's going to win more than a place that's already won a bunch. That was dumb. Yeah. That's like, that was never, and it's proven out. Like, Florida State still had better finishes to their season than A&M in that whole time that Jimbo was there.
Right.
Even in Florida State's, like, he left Florida State and sent them into their darkest hour, they still came out of it better than A&M has. So, and then at number 4, I'll put Chris Beard from Tech to Texas. Everybody knew that was going to happen, but, like, again, he's just a douche.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a douche. And, like, we know he's a douche. Like, we've seen it now. Like,
but he kind of, I mean, he had everybody thinking, oh, he's a West Texas guy. Like he's really bought into this, this specific culture that Texas Tech has. Yeah. He's going to try to build there.
Yeah. And then,
but then the minute he got a chance to leave, he was like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, no. Like Austin, really? So, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll put him there at 4.
All right, that's our sports betrayal list, Paul.
Yeah,
great job.
Good. All right. Thanks for walking me through that.
Sure.
Those are good. Like, I'm surprised you didn't have anybody that went from the Red Sox to the Yankees.
Yeah, I didn't have. I mean, I thought about Johnny Damon, but that didn't feel.
Aaron Bleep and Boone.
They'd already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he didn't betray anybody. He just hit a home run.
Yeah, hit a home run.
Didn't he play for both teams?
No.
Could have sworn.
No.
My bad.
No. If he had at least played for the Red Sox, I wouldn't have iced him out the time I met him. If people haven't heard that story, I've told a million times, but we were at spring training and he was working for ESPN. And we were about to interview Ron Washington, and John Blake, who's the Rangers PR maven extraordinaire, unbelievable dude, says, hey, you guys are going to talk to Wash, and then Aaron is going to talk to him. And so he's like, hey, Aaron, this is Paul and Smokey. They're going to do Wash for like 20 minutes, and then you can talk to him and talk to whoever you want in between that. And he's like, oh, great, good deal. And so he walked over. He's like, hey, Aaron Boone. And I'm like, hi, Smokey. And he and Smokey are talking. And then, Wash comes over. We do this 20-minute interview, and then we literally got in the car and went to the airport. So we're on the way to the airport, and Smokey's like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, well, I don't know if you guys watch the show. No, but I'm usually pretty jovial.
Yeah. Very personable guy.
Personable guy. I like to meet people. I like to
make
talk
connections
to
with people.
I would most of the time, you meet a 4-time All-Star third baseman, I'm going to be excited about that. But Aaron Boone, no. And at that point, the Red Sox had won 2 World Series. And I was like,
some healing happened.
And he was like, so I was like, no, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm gonna sit here and talk to Aaron Boone. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like everything's okay and that
he wasn't part of one of the worst moments of my life. Yeah.
No. I'm not gonna sit here and just go, hello, how's it going? And he's like, well, I mean, you got to get over that. 2 years later.
No, I don't.
No, I don't. 2 years later, I said, one day it'll happen. I promise you it'll happen. Bill Callahan, who ran Nebraska straight into the ground, is the Cowboys offensive coordinator. Joe Trahan from the Cowboys, one of their PR mavens, comes over and goes, you guys want Bill Callahan? And Smokey said no so fast. No, I don't think we have time. He played it off well, I mean, we'd rather have Rod Marinelli. It's maybe he's probably a better interview than Bill Callahan. And Craig and I are like, okay.
David Smoke, who I'm not sure has ever turned down an interview in his life.
I mean, if they had said hey, we're sending him over, we would have done it. But it would have been one of those things he would have been like, all right, so the offensive line's pretty good in this. And then the third question would be who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? What gives you the right? Do you just get up in the morning and not realize what you've done?
I got a lot of questions. First off, how dare you?
Yeah, exactly. That's how that would have gone. Completely how it would have gone. We're going to have to say the ESPN topic because it's only 2 minutes left in the show. But I'm going to continue on this. It would have been that thing do you understand how much pain you've caused to a lot of people?
Would you like to apologize to me now or after the interview?
It would be like interviewing Rod Blagojevich, the guy who used to be the governor of Illinois when he robbed the children's hospital, took kickbacks and all this stuff. And how many kids didn't get kidneys because of you, right? That's how mad he was about it. Was there's a lot of people this affected. It wasn't just. It wasn't just the
he had started a hurricane or something.
Yeah. You didn't send in the National Guard when you could have that kind of a thing. You could have, you didn't. A lot of people are sad now and are never going to be happy again. So that's how that interview I think would have gone, because I don't think you can. I can tell you this, and Smokey's the most professional dude in the world when it comes to that, and loves interviews and is great at them. But I do think that would have been the thing where it came out. It just kind of comes out of
the emotions
because you can't. I can tell you that if I ever have to sit in a room and talk to Willie Taggart, the same thing's going to happen. How did you get this so wrong? What did you think was going to happen? Did you feel that when you lost to Boise State, and the worst Boise State team in 15 years, at your place when it's 50 degrees hotter, and then you were like, oh no, I'm going to put my guys in a special ice box I had made, and they're turning the heat up to 120 and putting in humidity in their thing. Did you ever think, oh, that was dumb? you're reading articles about like, oh, by the way, at Georgia and Alabama, they have like protein shakes in the morning. You're like making sure that honey fried chicken is on the menu every day at the cafeteria. Like, maybe that's just a once a month thing, Willie. Maybe.
I wish I had a time machine so I could go back and make you stay in Oregon.
Yeah. Like, free Nikes. Well, we get free Nikes everywhere. That idea. All right, that's going to do it for us. Today on the show, we've got a lot of Schloss talk, obviously.